Okay, so how did you become an actress in the first place?
Well, I've always wanted to do acting ever since the age of 4. I just always had a passion for it, really. And I started out doing local theater and stuff like that in Houston, Texas. And then I got my first agent when I was 7. So that's when I really started taking it seriously. And then I moved out to LA when I was 11 for acting, singing, and dancing. And I've just been doing it ever since. So yeah.
That's great news. So, playing Maddie on Every Which Way, how do you feel on ending the show?
Playing Maddie has been such a great experience, and I love playing Maddie because Nickelodeon gave her such a wide range, and they kind of let me do a lot with the character. I was very sad when it ended because it was kind of like the end of Every Which Way, and it was the end of Maddie. So I was a little upset about it, but thinking back on it, I just remember all the great memories I had playing the character and all the new things I learned as an actress playing her. So it definitely was bittersweet for sure, but it was just such a great role to play.
Yeah, that's great. So, how will Diego and Maddie's relationship end when Every Which Way ends tomorrow?
Um, it's so weird saying that it's gonna end tomorrow, but uh, Maddie and Diego this season, they had a lot of drama this season. They broke up in episode 11, and that scene was one of my favorite scenes to film through the entire series because it required me to do a lot with the scene in terms of acting. And it was a really fun scene to film because it was different from the regular Maddie that everybody knows and loves. But this season, basically, there's the whole Kanai thing and whatever, and Diego's a Kanai, and so they're trying to find out all about the Kanais. So you can definitely expect that. And just really, Maddie and Diego come back together. Even though they broke up, they get back together and, they work things out and work out their differences.
Oh, yeah, that's great. We got to see a true side of Maddie that she was always like the mean girl, it's always about me. Now we kind of saw that
Yeah,
she accepted Diego.
yeah,
That's just great news.
yeah.
So,
Thank you.
since there was a plot twist, as in we see crazy Emma pretty much into the whole power thing, how
hmm
has that affect Maddie's life since we know that she lost her powers?
Well, Maddie lost her powers again this season because Emma took them from her without her knowing, which was just so. I was so upset when I read that in the episode. I was like, really, really. But I loved filming those scenes, and I think the fans can expect a lot, especially in tomorrow's episode with Emma and all the things are going to be heating up. It's the last episode, so there's going to be a lot of drama for sure with the whole Emma and her powers and wanting to get her mom back and all of that. That really has affected Maddie in that, she thought Emma and Maddie's relationship was more than that. She didn't think that, I mean, yes, Emma and Maddie have had their differences in the past and they are frenemies, but, Maddie did never thought in a million years that Emma would take her powers from her because, Emma's sweet, nice. In fact, Emma probably was scared at one point that Maddie was going to take Emma's power from her because Maddie's, Miss Alpha. So, it's definitely, I think Maddie got a little bit hurt by that for sure.
Yeah, I can totally see the expression from the face inside Every Which Way. So you guys had a
Yeah.
crossover special with Talia in the kitchen. That's the first crossover special, I believe, of Every Which Way.
Mhm. Um, that was so much fun to film. I love the cast of Flea in the Kitchen. They're so sweet and so talented, and I love their show. And I love how the magic kind of evolved in those episodes because, it was the Every Which Way magic with spells, and then there was all the spices and all the food that was making everybody acting crazy and saying stuff they shouldn't really be saying. So I love filming those episodes, and I really like the writing. I think there's a lot of comedic stuff that happens in those episodes with the food and the salads spilled all over the place and everybody's fighting, and then the rooster breaks. So there's so much stuff that happens, and it really kept me entertained while filming it. And when I was watching it, it just kept me entertained throughout the whole thing. And I could never take my eyes off the screen. So I love filming with them.
Yeah, I loved watching the crossover special, and I thought it was really great for to see two magic things come together, and just I love
Hmm.
Maddie's personality. She's so funny, and she
Yeah.
brings that awkward moment when everyone's like all mad at each other. She's like, "Well, I'm just gonna go to the bathroom" or something like that.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah, so from day one, Maddie was the mean girl, the person that no one really
Hmm.
liked in the school. Daniel was on and off again with her. How has she changed throughout every which way from season one?
Maddie has changed throughout every which way since season one. In that, in season one, she really was the mean girl, and that's really all she did in season one. You know, she was on and off with Daniel. She was really mad at Emma. And then there was the whole, finding out about her powers, and she didn't know what to do with them. She didn't know what was going on. It was this whole new thing for her. So she was really stressed out and really dealing with that in her Maddie way. And then in season two, um, Maddie got a boyfriend, Diego, who's played by Tyler Alvarez, whom I love. And so he really, really helped her become more vulnerable and more true to herself. And I think that in season two, fans started, liking Maddie more. And I think it made Maddie appear more likable to the fans, and that she did get a boyfriend, and, she wasn't the mean Maddie that they thought she was. And then in season three, her relationship with Diego evolved. And, I think in season three was when Maddie had the most comedic moments, because there was so many funny moments in season three, which I love because I love comedy. And this season, I think this was the hardest season for Maddie because her relationship with Diego, Diego and Maddie have always been known as the steady couple. They never broke up. They never had any drama. Whereas Emma and Jax, or Emma and Daniel, had a lot of drama. So in this season, it really was a big deal when they did break up, because I don't think fans expected that. And before the episode aired, I so wanted to tell you guys about the whole breakup and everything, but I couldn't. But now that it's out, I'm so glad that I can share what it was like filming that. But I don't really think fans expected that, but I think that's what made it such a great scene, is that it was so unexpected.
Yeah, I know. On the Slower Life News team, we are all gather around like a campfire, and we saw
Uh-huh.
them break up. We're like, oh no! We're like, we have the right story. And
Yeah.
it was just funny. We're just looking around like everyone's mouth was dropped. But we love watching every, and we watched till
See?
like, oh, the magic just lights up our life. But we just love
Thank you.
So with Maddie and Emma, their relationship is kind of in a nervous place right now, since there's only two episodes left, and right now on the East Coast we only have one, well, yeah, half an hour until it airs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So are they going to fix that relationship, or we don't want to end on a bad note because it is ending?
Right. Emma and Maddie's relationship gets better. And you'll see there's a moment in tomorrow's episode that Emma and Maddie have. It's kind of like, we have to agree to disagree, but we're fine with that kind of thing. And, they really do get back to the regular old Emma and Maddie, I think, which will definitely give you guys some relief, because I know I hate when stuff ends on a bad note, but it definitely doesn't end on a bad note at all. It definitely ends on a good note. You will be sad. I'm going to warn you. You will be sad watching tomorrow's episode. You will probably cry. But that's just, I think this experience has been such a great experience, and Emma and Maddie's relationship definitely gets better for sure.
Yeah, that's great news. And for you guys who are listening right now, they aren't listening right now, but that
Yeah.
you can go to nick.com/witch and you can see their rap. And so, how was doing the rap? Because we saw the goodbye on Nick.
Mhm.
There's the rap and the goodbyes. How was doing that on the
Yeah. What?
How was doing that on the last day of shooting Every Which Way?
Well, that video was actually filmed, I think it was filmed like throughout the last week. So, there was definitely a lot of moments, and I was already crying like days before the last day. I was bawling my eyes out like the week of, like not even the day of, but like the last week I was already crying, like as if it was the last day. But um, it was it was hard because as I'm sitting there crying, and then I realized, oh, there's a camera filming me, so it's like, oh, hello. But I think it gave fans a more insight as to how close we actually are as a cast, and how much we really love working with each other, and how much we really care about each other. But I know that it's the last season of Every Which Way and that it's ending, but in my opinion, I really don't think of it as its ending. I really think of it as the beginning of something new. And I'm sure this isn't going to be the last time that I'm ever going to see or work with my Every Which Way cast members, because people work with each other all the time. But so I know it's not the last time I'm going to see them or work with them, which is exciting. But it definitely was very bittersweet and was very, very sad.
Yeah, I know myself. When I first saw Every Which Way, I was so excited for a new magic show because I also go
Mhm.
Wizards of Waverly Place from Disney Channel. And I know that
Right.
so many fans are upset because when they first saw the promo video, like the final season of Every Which Way was like, everyone was like, no, it's the final season, it's over.
Yeah.
But it's always good to find out before because
Yeah. Yeah.
either
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
pop up and like, it's the series finale. And I bet that would be a bit more shocking to fans. So what
Right. Right. Yeah.
so what do you do if your castmates when you guys weren't on set?
We did a lot of stuff together. We would go to the movies, and even on and off set, we would always be running lines. We would go down and to like the little loungy area where we were staying, and we were just kind of run lines and help each other with the lines and stuff like that. And we would also watch movies, go to dinner, or watch Netflix. We would go to the beach together. We would do a bunch of stuff together. And, some of the girly girls and I would go get manicures together and do stuff like that. So I definitely think that that was such a great thing. And, even though we are in such different age differences, I think that that didn't really matter because we all had the same common interests, and we were all actors. So that's the one main thing that we all had in common. So there was a lot to work with there. But I definitely love hanging out with them, and they're such a great group of kids, and we always have a lot of fun, and there's always something happening, that's for sure.
Yes, and the fans do love Maddie and her mother's relationship. Also, when
Yeah.
tied them up, they said that was probably the first time they ever seen a little bit more violence on Every Which Way than they.
Yeah.
So, how was doing that scene?
I loved filming that scene. It was actually really funny because we had to be gagged with the fabric pieces in our mouth, and then we were all tied up and everything. Um, and when we had the gags, like I obviously couldn't move it because my hands were behind my back, so I had lipstick on. And every time I would have to like go to that was like a 6-hour scene. We filmed that. It was like for 6 hours. But so, of course I had to go to the bathroom and stuff like that and like get water in between takes and stuff like that. So when I would go and I'd come back, there'd be like lipstick all over the fabric, and then I'd have to use that piece again, and it was so gross. But I was like, you know what? You just gotta do what you gotta do, kind of thing. But I love working with Katie Barberi, who plays my mom. She's such an amazing and talented person, and she's so pretty. Um, and I love working with her in all of our scenes because she really she has such a great energy to her that I love working with, especially as her playing my mom. And she really is like a second mom to me. in so many ways as an actress, as a person. You know, she's just like my second mom, and I love her to death. And I love working with her. And that scene was so much fun to film. And actually, fun fact, we were in the middle of filming that scene, and it was raining outside. You know, Miami weather, it's crazy. So it was thundering and lightning outside. And as right before, it was like the last take. It was gonna be the last take after 6 hours of filming. And right as I was supposed to say my last line, the electricity went out, so everything went completely dark. And it was just so funny because we just sat there and then we just started laughing. Everybody turned on their flashlights, and Tyler tried to scare me, and you know, it was just such a funny moment. But yeah, I love working with her.
Yeah, I know. Solar Life News is off of, well, we're out of Tampa, so it is conveniently raining right now. So we're trying to keep our power going good since we have like 30
Right.
electronics. Or,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Florida weather's crazy.
yeah, my Every Which Way was shot in Miami, and
Mhm.
I know that because we were actually in Miami that last day. We're like, oh, like they're here too. But
Oh,
yeah, we were down there, and we're like, we saw like the Nick Studios and stuff like that, and we're like, fun. But
that's so cool.
yeah, we know that there's a Every Which Way giveaway going on. They texted
Yeah.
that out to some people, and some of our producers got that. And
Oh, how fun.
yeah, so what are some of the things that you guys are gonna give away to the people?
Yeah. We're gonna be giving away Maddie's purse. That she used throughout the season. And I actually have a nickname for that bag when I was filming it. I was like, I'm going to give it a name. So I gave it the name JoJo. I don't know. I just really like that name. So I was like, it'd be such a cute, it just fit perfectly because it was pink and, you know, JoJo, just the name reminded me of pink. So I, named my bag actually. So they're selling Maddie's purse. They're selling one of Diego's 7 t-shirts. They're selling a bunch of Emma stuff from her room. They're selling a bunch of stuff from my room too. They're selling my big M that I had on my wall, a bunch of picture frames with me in season 1 when I was baby. And then they're selling part of my uniform too. And I think they're selling Emma's uniform too. And they're selling Emma's earring holder and Daniel's guitar, which is like I thought was so cool. Jackson's leather jacket, Gigi's phone case,
Wow.
Emma's butterfly. There's a lot of stuff they're giving away, but I think that's so cool, and I think that that's really a great thing, especially to give to the fans because they have been so amazing and so supportive of the show that I really think it is super cool that they're giving back. But yeah.
Yeah, we talked to some of the Every Which Way fans. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna talk to Paris today." I'm like, say hi, and everything. They're just
Oh,
so happy that we're getting an interview with you right now. And
thank you guys so much for having me.
yes, we are so thankful. And I hope that everyone can heal with Every Which Way ending on Thursday. That's a bit different
Yeah.
for a show, but it's ending, and we have to accept that.